Were you troubled by the time jumps and the castings, as some people say they were?
I wouldn't say troubled. The feeling is this, that I wish that we could have spent more time with everything, and seeing some of the relationships develop there. So I would have loved for it to be slower.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk a little bit about Daeron Targaryen and why I think it's important to include him in Season 2. Last month I saw a comment in one of my videos saying that it was no big deal that Daeron was excluded since the events, which are important for him to be a part of, won't be happening until Season 3. Now, before I get too far into this, I want to mention that I don't think excluding him in Season 2 is a make or break choice that means the series is doomed, but I just want to point out why some of us have concerns about this decision. First off, Daeron isn't just a character that emerges into the story that has no connection to the central players. He is, after all, Alicent and Viserys' youngest child. Some people were even upset that we didn't see a baby Daeron during the first season. And while I largely let that pass, I could see the points made by some that they were worried that maybe the showrunners were going to cut him out of the story altogether. Do I think that's going to happen? I'd lean toward no, but I think their concerns are still valid. The overwhelming majority of us were Game of Thrones viewers too, and many of us gave Benioff and Weiss the benefit of the doubt during those middle seasons where weird choices were made and characters were omitted and plots became convoluted. Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen on House of the Dragon. We're in much better hands now with Ryan Condal. But it's reasonable for people already burned by a TV series to be a little skeptical when potential issues emerge. I think it's fair to point them out. Now, the problem saying we shouldn't worry about Daeron's exclusion in Season 2 because the really big stuff he's involved in comes later misses the importance of world building and also showing the bonds between family members. We need to see him interact with his siblings and his mother and see his place in the family. Sure, he's in Old Town during most of the events of Season 2, but that doesn't stop them from having him visit King's Landing after the events of Storm's End and Aegon's coronation. Let's see the entire family gather so that what happens in the future will have more weight. If you had looked at Season 1 on paper, you could have also made the call that Jace really doesn't do anything big until Season 2 when he goes to meet with Craig and Stark. Would it have been effective storytelling to finally meet Rhaenyra's son then, rather than see him with the rest of the family? Of course not. Granted, Jace is much more central due to being Rhaenyra's eldest child, and all the rest of Viserys' and Alicent's children have bigger roles to play in the early seasons, but a TV show just can't be about checking off the next big event in the timeline. We need to have a connectivity in the narrative where we feel for these people and those close to them. The reason why the TV series The Haunting of Hill House is such brilliant writing is that they take the time in the early episodes to present each of the characters to us. We not only come to know them well, but we have a full understanding of the entire family dynamic. So when the series reaches its conclusion, and we have big reveals and gut-wrenching moments, each one packs a strong emotional punch.
I just tried to keep you kids safe and to protect what memories you kids still have of your poor mother.
Got in her head.
You don't understand. You
And this is
never
what made her
understood
sick.
your problem. It's always
My
been
problem?
your problem.
No,
Is
that's
you
not
think
my
you know what
problem.
happened that night.
My
You don't know
problem
what goddamn-
is that the wrong parent died.
This is the difference between a great TV series and just a good one. And that's what I'd like to see House of the Dragon aspire to be. Take the time and tell the story right. We all love the dragons, and they were done so well in Season 1 with their many unique designs and personalities, but we need more than just great spectacle. And even there, with the dragons, imagine if we didn't have the Aemond and Vhagar bonding scene. It had so much more to what happens afterwards. So that's why some of us feel we need to see Daeron in Season 2. Is there a chance he does appear and there just hasn't been casting news? Never say never, but right now that seems highly unlikely. I hope I'm wrong, though. And finally, well, at last we have the release date of Season 2 of House of the Dragon narrowed down to 1 month, June. A Warner Media executive confirmed this recently, so the early summer premiere is now locked in. This was the time frame I was expecting. I know some people got a little scared when Matt Smith said in January that he was expecting an August release, but now we can cast aside that confusion and just wait for the announcement of the exact date in June, so some good news there. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button. If you're interested in more on House of the Dragon and A Song of Ice and Fire, listen to Caraxes and subscribe. I want to thank everyone for watching, and I'll see you soon.